Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, did the recent unexpected cold weather affect our local crop? Reporter Wealthy Jenner was at the Torrance Farmers Market to find out. Plus, students celebrate their diversity at an annual event. We go out to Torrance High School to bring you that story. And a local parent talks to us about his unique fundraising efforts, bringing thousands of dollars back into the local classrooms. These stories and much more are just seconds away. Your local news starts right now. Hello everyone and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. The cost of first-class stamps are on the rise again. Beginning January 27th, the U.S. Postal Service will charge 46 cents to mail first-class letters, up 1 cent. Domestic postcards will also increase from 32 cents to 33 cents, and first-class flats will go up 2 pennies from 90 cents to 92 cents. While priority mail will include tracking and delivery confirmation at no additional cost, the Postal Service plans to introduce a $1.10 first-class mail International Global Forever stamp for letters being sent anywhere in the world. Now, for more information, go to USPS.com. It's out with the old and in with the new. 8 60-year-old eucalyptus trees along El Prado Avenue were removed recently. The trees were so massive, workers had to use a crane to cut off some of the larger branches. The aged trees, which had interior decay and were considered hazardous, are being replaced with a new breed of eucalyptus trees. The Eucalyptus citradora are said to smell like lemon-scented gum. The Public Library Association recently announced who would be invited to their exclusive upcoming Leadership Academy, and it looks like good news for Torrance. Among the more than 160 applicants, Hillary Thayer from the Torrance Public Library was among the 24 exceptional members invited to take part. The Leadership Academy is a pilot project intended to help libraries build skills to better work with local government and community partners to enhance their position of the library within the community and improve the effectiveness of library activities and programs. Now, this academy is scheduled to take place in Chicago early this spring. The Torrance Library also announced a new service available to the community. Readers can now check out electronic books through the library's new e-book portal. This new service is made available through the support of the Friends of the Torrance Library. Patrons can borrow up to 4 e-books at a time for up to 21 days. While the service is not compatible with the original Kindle, Kindle Paperwhite, Sony, Nook, MacBook, or iMac devices, you can learn more about it by going to the library's website at torranceca.gov/library. El Camino College is changing directions as the search for their next president has come to a sudden halt. ECC board members announced their plans to cancel their search to replace President Thomas Fallow and rather approve a new contract granting him an additional $40,000 to his salary. Now, just a week prior to this announcement, El Camino board members heard from local companies hoping to vie for their business in finding a new school leader. Reporter Wealthy Jenner tells us more.
Local community college El Camino is looking for some outside help in making a big decision.
What does our dream CEO look like? All right, if we can write that down, if we can articulate that, and we can discuss it. Not only that, but more to the point of the search firm, what are we asking them to do?
After some debate, the board of directors at ECC decided to select an outside firm to assist in the statewide search for the perfect candidate to replace retiring Dr. Thomas Fallow.
I'm looking for someone with a strong background in education as well as administration, someone who has had experience with budgets, major budgets.
3 firms were chosen out of 11 applicants to give a 10-minute pitch to the board today.
The reputation of this college is so good that honestly, recruiting should be easy. Now, it never is, but it really should be.
The cost of the firm's services range from $22,000 to $25,000 plus expenses, and the firms agree that it is worth the expense.
Hiring a superintendent, president, or CEO for the board is the most important decision that you make. And I always like to say, take your time and be careful.
The 3 companies gave it their best shot today, and while the board won't reveal their decision until later this month, there's one thing that's certain. Dr. Fallow will retire on July 1st.
Well, I thought they were all excellent presentations. They were diverse as can be without knowing that in advance, really. They were all experienced.
The 5 board members have had a big decision to make, one that hopes to find their next dream CEO. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Wealthy Jenner.
Thanks, Wealthy. The board's 4-1 vote with Trustee Maureen O'Donnell opposing the idea came after a dozen or so speakers, including faculty, staff members, and students, voiced their misgivings about the 4-year contract. Fallow has been president since '95, and he announced his intention to retire at a board meeting in November. He's yet to confirm whether he'll accept the offer. We'll bring you more on that story as it develops. Coming up, did the recent unusually cold California weather affect the local crop? We'll tell you what farmers have to say. And a Torrance parent thinks outside the box to help fundraise for his kids' schools. Plus, healthy alternatives to Super Bowl Sunday's Food Fest. We'll have all those stories and much more when we come back.
This could be a bicycle. Or a bag. This could be a robot. Or an airplane. This could be a playground. This could be a book bag.
Or a soccer ball.
This could be a book. This could be beautiful. This cannot be trash. This can all be recycled. Learn more at thiscouldbe.org.
We're here today to ask people about marriage.
For starters, what's the best thing about being married?
Who I get to stay married to.
Family.
Togetherness.
To me, is having a companion.
This person.
My favorite thing about being married is that I have a partner. Do you think your marriage is good for more than just the two of you?
Does it influence those around us?
Yeah, I think.
In a positive way?
I think so.
I would hope that people would see that when we're together that we really have a very true affection for each other.
What everybody wants, and we know we're lucky to have it.
The energy we give out in our home, I think, spreads out to other people.
Your marriage just continues to go on and on and on.
Oh, sure, and affect generations after us.
I think it really sort of stabilizes your whole community. It's a cornerstone of a society, right?
Sounds like a good marriage goes a long way.
It touches a lot of people.
Want to improve your marriage? For ideas, go to foryourmarriage.org. A message from the Catholic Church.
Torrance High School recently held an assembly to help students appreciate cultural diversity. Reporter Brittany Bin has more on the story.
For over the past 20 years, Torrance High School has held the Hands Across Campus Assembly. Torrance High senior Devin Mayhorn has participated in the event for the past 2 years, and he's hoping this year's event will inspire change.
We need to spread out that word by little things like this. Hopefully people can take this and go out and spread that message throughout their actions, throughout their daily lives.
Many students and faculty members chose to spend their lunch hour together, celebrating ethnic and cultural differences.
As culturally diverse as our school is, I think it's important that we realize that we have so many different cultures and that we can embrace each and every one of them here on our campus.
Sponsored by the Black Culture Club, the event welcomed over 1,000 Torrance High students. Event attendees say celebrations like this one continue to teach students the importance of accepting different cultures.
It was really great for everyone to see everyone's cultures and everyone's diversity and to be a part of it. I think that was really important about today.
The event spotlighted 16 different culture clubs. Performances ranged from the singing of Amazing Grace to traditional Southeast Asian dance routines. In addition to the several performances taking place today, several students will also be reciting the famous I Have a Dream speech by Dr. Martin Luther King.
I have a dream that my 4 children will one day live in a nation that they will not be judged by the color of their skin or by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
The I Have a Dream speech is recited every year at the event to further the message of unity. According to Councilman Bill Sutherland, tolerance and unity is something everyone in the community can learn to exercise.
Prejudice, unfortunately, is still strong, and prejudice is learned. Diversity is also learned. So let's learn the right way, let's teach the right things.
Through holding events like this, Torrance High continues to encourage students and the community to embrace multiculturalism. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Brittany Bin.
Thanks, Brittany. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the I Have a Dream speech. Unusually cold weather for California could be making it difficult for local farmers to grow their produce. Our reporter Wealthy Jenner finds out more.
What looked to be a predictable warm winter for California took a drastic turn early this month. As temperatures dipped into the mid-20s, farmers like David Shaner, who sells at the Torrance Farmers Market, says the unusual climate had him in a cold sweat.
Most of the things that are grown in the wintertime can handle about 5 to 10 degrees below freezing. Like the leaf structure of broccoli is such that it can handle the colder weather, whereas tomatoes and eggplant, the leaves are a different structure, so they would be killed by the frost.
Temperatures this month registered as low as 25 degrees in Fresno, where many of the crops from the market are grown. Thankfully, the cold spell was temporary, and the strawberries, apples, and broccoli made it to the stands.
One night of 10 to 20 degree below freezing will destroy the plants, and they won't come out of it.
Along with the colder than usual temperature, the recent weather brought strong winds, something farmers actually welcome.
Actually, the strong winds helped to stabilize the temperature, and that's why they use windmills and that kind of thing. When it's cold, if the air is moving, it keeps it warmer.
Shaner says the key to defending crops from the cold is frost protection, and to combat that, he and his workers are out in the fields at 2 in the morning to cover the crops.
In our area, you can burn wood or cardboard to try to keep the temperature up. You can irrigate at night to keep the temperature up, because if you can keep the water flowing, it's not going to freeze. But there's only so much you can do. You can't overwater, because then the product doesn't taste good.
Even though the weather may have hurt some of their growth, 47 farmers from San Diego County to Fresno still make their drive to the Torrance Market twice a week with fruits and vegetables that have survived.
Right now, too cold, so at all the veggies we cannot grow.
Already farmers were in better spirits today as the weather has turned considerably warmer than weeks past.
We're fortunate because of the area where our farmers come from, both north and south. Their growing times or their climate is different all over. And so, fortunate as we may be, we are keeping going.
And in the 22 years Torrance Farmers Market manager Mary Lou Weiss has been here, she knows cold weather will come and go, and the market will continue to be open, rain or shine. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Wealthy Jenner.
Thanks, Wealthy. Farmers say the crops may look different because of the weather, but the taste hasn't been affected. Torrance Farmers Market is located at Wilson Park. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., rain or shine. Whether it's the excitement of game day itself or just the fun that comes with the Super Bowl, friends and family gather around to not only cheer on their favorite team, but to get their grub on. It's estimated that Americans will eat some 30 million pounds of snack foods that day, and if you can believe it, it's the second biggest day of food consumption after Thanksgiving. Now, if you're planning to be at a party or hosting one yourself, we have some great tips on how you can make it a healthy food fest. In studio, we have Vandana Chef, a registered dietitian and spokesperson for the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, to show us some simple ways we can enjoy all the festivities of Super Bowl without breaking our New Year's resolution on healthy eating. Vandana, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Jen.
We have
Thank you.
some of my favorite foods. Unfortunately, I'm kind of embarrassed to say, but these are some of my favorite foods. And then we've got some really vibrant, colorful, healthy-looking alternatives, too. What do we have today?
Well, first of all, just like you mentioned, Super Bowl Sunday, most people think of not just the game, but they also think about the food and the commercials that come with it. And before we know it, just in the 3 to 5 hour time frame from pre-game, during the game to post-game partying, we end up eating anywhere from 2,400 calories and upwards.
Oh, wow.
So let me show you some of the typical food choices that people make. So if you got a regular crust of pepperoni pizza, you're ending up with about 300 calories just in one slice. And most of us don't stop with just one.
Sure.
You have 6...
And that's just if it's just cheese and pepperoni.
Just cheese and pepperoni, exactly. And if you have 6 chicken wings right here, you're talking about 600 calories. And if you talk about 3 of those pigs in a blanket, same thing, about 300 calories and almost 24 grams fat in just 3 of those. You have about 17 of these chips with dip, about 250 calories. before we know it, we're easily at 2,400 calories.
Sure.
So we don't need to stay away from these foods, but there are healthier ways of enjoying these foods. So let's walk on here.
So what do we have?
So simple substitutes. Instead of your thick crust or regular crust pepperoni pizza, let's go with a thin crust veggie pizza. You could either make it at home with whole grains, so you get even more nutrition, or you can ask your local delivery place to do that. Go light on the cheese. You could enjoy baked pita chips with hummus, which is a wonderful garbanzo bean dip, rather than the heavy sour cream based dip there. Instead of the pigs in a blanket, you could enjoy roll-ups. You could either make it with turkey or tuna, or even keep it veggie and put some bean dips in there. Instead of your chicken wings, how about some barbecued chicken breast? Just chop it up, and instead of nachos or 7-layer dip with tortilla chips, how about a 7-layer salad? And it's colorful, delicious, and you've totally cut out the fat. And it still tastes great. Just crunch up some tortilla chips, and if you want the flavor of the barbecue chicken or the chicken wings, just toss some of this in your salad.
Okay.
Okay? And of course, you want to load up on colorful fruits and vegetables because they give you not only the crunch, the satisfaction, they give you vitamins and minerals.
Now, for someone like myself, and I know I can't give up everything at the party, can I give and take? Can I do maybe a little bowl of chili, but then also balance it out with a salad and not feel so guilty?
Absolutely. All foods can fit into a healthy diet, right? So everything in moderation. So enjoy a baked salad, enjoy some veggies and fruit, and then add some of your favorite foods. That way you're not so hungry and you're not going to overdo it.
Sure. So, and for people at home, if they're, just to give them a gauge, to have 2 slices of pizza, what would it take to burn that off?
Well, to burn just one of those, it's going to take about 20 minutes brisk jogging on the treadmill.
So if I'm jogging and I'm eating, that it'll cancel itself out.
But imagine over the 3 or 4 hour time frame, you're going to end up eating about 4 slices. You're talking about 1,200 calories. You're going to talk, you know, a lot more burning of calories than that.
And I think portion control is probably a big issue too. Can you show us what one portion of salad should actually look like on a plate?
And fortunately, since this salad has no dressing, it has no fat except the reduced fat cheese that I've added, and I've added some crunchy tortilla chips, you can go with almost 3 cups of salad right here.
Oh, without dressing?
Without the dressing. And then the dressing I have here, so this one right here, that's a really healthy serving of salad right here.
That's 1 serving.
That's
a
one
lot
serving.
of food.
That is, and it's going to take up a lot more room. You're going to feel satisfied.
Okay.
And the dressing I made here is a cilantro jalapeno dressing. It has no fat, and you could just drizzle it on or flood it depending on what you like. No fat in here, and it's delicious and colorful.
Now, there's also the concern about safety when you're preparing these, you know, fantastic parties at home, and the food's sitting out. You've made all this great food, and then now it's 3 hours later, people are coming. What should people be concerned about as far as safety?
That's a great point, because people don't think about it. We don't see the bacteria building up.
Sure.
So when food is maintained at room temperature, if it's supposed to be maintained at the safe zone, it's going to start spoiling within 2 hours. So anything after 2 hours at room temperature, not maintained at the right temperature, is starting to spoil. Not a good idea to keep it. Okay. So a good place to go in for more tips on food safety is homefoodsafety.gov or homefoodsafety.org.
And you're actually a spokesperson. Tell us your role.
You know, as a registered dietitian, I not only have a bachelor's degree, but I also have lots of hours of experience. I've been a dietitian for 15 years, and I'm fortunate to be able to share the science and bring it to your viewers and talk about how to put the science into real tips that we can use.
Okay, so now Super Bowl Sunday is not very far away. What are what's our game plan for the day?
Well, here it is. So just 4 simple steps. Number 1, fuel up before the party.
Okay.
So don't stay hungry and skip meals before the party because you will overindulge.
Sure.
Second, you want to check out your spread. You want to walk into a party, walk through the lines and see what your options are before you start taking. Even just a little bite of everything will be too much in terms of calories and fat. Third, fill up on your basics. So start off filling up on fiber-rich, colorful fruits and vegetables. Get some whole grain, get some lean protein. And then if you feel like it, go ahead and indulge in some of your favorite foods.
So kind of save that for last maybe.
Exactly, add that in, but load up on these first. And then fourth, stay hydrated. And of course, when it comes to Super Bowl, we're talking about alcoholic beverages.
Sure.
So just to give you a hint, if you have a margarita, you're talking about 300 calories, a regular beer about 150 calories, and if you go with a light beer, you're talking about 65 calories.
Okay.
But of course, if you want 0 calories, go with water, or at least mix it up. And the recommendation is about 2 drinks per day for a man and about 1 drink per day for a woman.
Great. Well, I mean, these are great alternatives. I think we can probably, we talked about this earlier, if we don't want to completely give up the whole chips and dip, there's, substitutions we can do instead of sour cream. What you were saying?
Instead of sour cream, you want to go ahead and use some non-fat Greek yogurt.
Okay.
And just substituting 1 cup of sour cream for the non-fat Greek yogurt, you're going to save 300 calories and almost 50 grams fat.
And you also mentioned in our conversation earlier that you can always come back and get more food. So fit what's on your plate, and then come back as you feel like you can still fit stuff into your stomach, right?
Right, and you want to stay as far away from the food buffet spread as possible. So enjoy the game, visit, maybe even have a game of flag football before the game to burn some of those calories. And of course, to celebrate your team's victory, enjoy some dessert. You don't have to give up dessert. So what I brought there are some dark chocolate brownies, and enjoy just the bite-sized brownies. You take care of that craving, and it's good.
That's a great game plan, Vandana.
It's been my pleasure to be here, Jen.
And thanks, Vandana, for sharing these tasty tips with us and our viewers. Now, if you'd like any of these tips or recipes, email us at thisweek@torranceca.gov. Well, still ahead, a great workshop for moms and dads called Positive Parenting and Successful Kids. We'll tell you how you can sign up. Plus, a local parent gets creative in helping to fundraise for his children's school. We'll have that story when we return.
There are thousands of dogs and cats housed in shelters that need your help. Local shelter professionals and volunteers give their heart and soul to help unwanted animals and deserve your support. Americans give millions every year to national animal organizations, but unless you give to your local shelter, you can't be sure that money will make it to the pets that need it most. Adopt, volunteer, and give to your local animal shelter. To find your local shelter, go to humaneforpets.org.
They fought for social change. They fought against tyrants. They fought for human rights. Yet behind these achievements are individuals who waged a more personal war. They fought the struggle against mental illness, and they won.
Moms and dads, the Torrance Council of PTAs presents Positive Parenting and Successful Kids, a series of workshops for parents of all children of all ages. Presenter Peggy Tremaine is hosting 4 classes. The first one already took place on January 23rd, but parents can still sign up. Classes take place every Wednesday until February 13th. The cost is $10 to participate. Topics of discussion include how to improve positive communication in your home, learning to develop your confidence and power as a parent, and much more. This is an adults-only class. Babysitting is not offered. To learn more, email Adele Kaplan at adelekaplan@ymail.com or call 310-539-8464. Now let's go out to the sports desk where Juan Hernandez has a preview of what's to come. Juan?
Hey there, thanks for checking back in with us. So let's see, what do we have on the show this week? By now, everybody's wondering if Bishop Montgomery can possibly keep up their undefeated season on the basketball court. Same goes for the girls soccer team at South. We're going to check in on both of those teams. We also have some highlights from the wrestling mat and a bunch more. To get all that, catch us here on the sports desk every day at 4 p.m. and 9:30 p.m.
Thanks, Juan. Well, a local parent came up with a unique plan to fundraise for his children's school. Julie Parton explains.
Residents are constantly looking for ways to fund local schools. One Torrance parent and entrepreneur has found a creative way to give back. Edward Kim has 3 children, 2 of them attending Arnold Elementary School. He noticed resources the school was missing because of budget cuts.
I just really saw how they're being very proactive and very active, not only the PTA, but after school programs, during school programs, really helping out the classrooms, the teachers. And I wanted to think about just how can I help? you know, as not only as a parent, but as a realtor.
It was such an amazing connection that was made. I was first approached by an Arnold parent, Mr. Ed Kim, who is also a local real estate agent. And he wanted to know if we could get together and talk about a creative way to help bring some of his commission perhaps to the school site. Almost at the exact same time, an organization called Community Funding Solutions approached the district office to see if any schools wanted to pilot a program that was very similar. So we made that connection, we made some introductions, and it has really taken off.
The formula is simple. For every home sold, 20% of the realtor's commission is donated to education.
Torrance was one of the first school districts to sign on with us and start this pilot program here in South Torrance, and they have totally embraced the program. So it's been very exciting working with the district office, with the pilot schools, and raising awareness about this and getting parents engaged.
While still in the first few months of rollout, it has proven successful. Kim has already sold a home and presented his first check to the school this month for $2,625 for them to spend as they see fit.
The fact is that it's going back to the school. It's helping not only the schools and the facilities, but ultimately it's helping the children. And when we did that first presentation, I mean, the best part was just seeing the kids react to that big check, just with the oohs and ahs.
I have such high hopes for this program, and I know I share that with, you know, those that are making it possible. You know, our goal is to have as many, you know, families register and choose Arnold Elementary as their kind of featured charity through the program. I can see thousands of dollars coming into our schools for, you know, programs, materials, resources that will really help alleviate some of the financial hardship that we've seen over the last 5 or 6 years.
It's late.
For This Week in Torrance, I'm Julie Parton.
Thanks, Julie. To learn more about this program, contact your local school. Well, that's going to do it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.